Hey, what is going on, you guys? Tony here, CCxRC. Welcome to one of the last shows here in the studio in Virginia. Thanks for stopping in, guys. We're going to wrap it up with something that's kind of fitting. I really like that we're going to end here with the final video of the Freestyle RC ZEI build. And first off, guys, I just want to give a big shout out to Josh Zimmerman, the creator of Freestyle RC, and the amazing work that he does building these things, designing them, from the axles to the transmission to the chassis, guys. It's amazing stuff. Servo savers, you know I'm all about them servo savers. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this thing and give it a little rundown on what we did to complete it. It does need another servo horn here. I just figured out on the rear. It's only plastic because that's all I had at the time. And I was trying to get this thing ready for USTE. As you can see here, it was the Best of Show Shafty for the show and shine of the trucks there. They had a monster truck gallery, and the shaft-driven ones, this one took home the top prize. Because when you take off the top and you see the driver and the motor and the fuel cell with everything kind of routed through here, it's a pretty special truck. We'll get to that in a minute. I do want to say another shout out and thank you to Josh Rhodes. You guys know Josh, seen him on Trigger King races, heard him on podcasts, big monster truck fan, and he loves him some Bigfoot. And I asked him where I could get some stickers because I needed to try and get a body done in a rush to be able to compete at the USTE. I knew I needed something like anywhere from Bigfoot 9 to 11. This, he said, you know, I asked him where can I get the stickers. I didn't see them on the JB Scales Graphics website, although they were, I just didn't see them there. And so he said, you know what, I've got one that I'll send you, I'll sell it to you. And so he hooked me up, got it to me in time, got the flag already pre-installed here, flying the Ford flag. Basically turns this rear cantilever suspension truck into like a Bigfoot 10 or 11. I've been saying Bigfoot 11, but yeah, I'm really excited about how this has turned out. It's not something I'm going to take out there and bash. I still don't have the right tires on it that I want to get on here. I do want to get some J Concepts Goldyear tires on here. I'm going to leave it 4 steer. This is really kind of a show truck, and if they do have races where they race the kind of class that are a little bit more scale performance trucks, I will enter it for that. But it's not going in the mud, it's not going in anything where it's going to get too beat up. So that all said, let's get around and let's look in closer detail at what we've done. But again, thank you to Joshua Zimmerman and Josh Rhodes. In fact, it still has Josh's names on here from when he ran it in Trigger King. I decided I'll let him be my driver. So yeah, anyway, let's look. Alrighty, here you go. Here you can see the trophy. Also came with a mini scale one that can go with it. Best of Show Shafty. Changes colors. Pretty cool trophy. Hold it down, turns off. Can plug in a USB to run as well. But let's take a look at the Bigfoot. As you can see, the body is fantastic. It is painted. The lines on here are painted. It does have body holes in it from when he was running it, but I'm okay with that. Blacked out the windows on here. Just looks really mean. The only thing is with the blacked out windows, you don't get to see the scaled driver on the inside. As you can see here, the engine in the truck has been painted. Give it that kind of nice look. Carbon fiber chassis. I just used a little bit of Velcro on the top here and also up on the top up here to then grab onto the inside of the body, where I've also put a little bit of Velcro to adhere it. In the back, we are running the Sidewinder 4 system, and this has all the cables routed down and to a 5700 kV Castle motor that sits mounted to the beautiful transmission. On the bottom side here, you can see the green motor. Here is that big metal transmission. They're beautiful, lots of metal. This whole thing is really, really blinged out. So it does run the Traxxas Revo drive shafts. One of the things that I did a little bit top shelf upgrade is I put the Reefs Raw 500 servos on here, front and rear. As you can see, it does slip. Right there, it slipped. So when I fire it on and it has some resistance, that is kind of chewed up in there. Just plastic, and being thrown around in the RV and different places as we traveled, it's just taken a little bit of abuse. But the shocks, you guys were saying how they were sticking before. They don't stick anymore. It just needs a little bit of lubrication. Put some oil in so that those O-rings would not bind. And so we're now actually sitting pretty good with it. It's a little bouncy, but it's a spring-loaded truck, basically. It's just friction. The oil really isn't doing any dampening. Weight is up front here. That's where I have my battery. Running a Spectrum, what is it, a 6300. It is their high voltage 7.6 volt battery up front. That's what they've got. It's a little mini battery tray in here. For the race batteries, the shorty packs. Driver mounted and painted, looking all Bigfooted out. If you look, you'll see a picture of Andy Brass dressed up kind of in this. It says Bigfoot even on his jacket there. Got the stripe going down the pants, and he was wearing some kind of like blue Reeboks, and even those are painted to match the detail. Now, one thing is that the pipes on here aren't really a scale as the ones that are in it. However, I do have the solution to that needs to go on. So that is the next thing that I have to do, is I need to paint these up and get these installed on there, and that'll take it the next level. So I have a set of these. That's going to be a final detail. Let's show you guys. We'll power it on here, get my radio all triggered up, show you a little bit of it in action. So yeah, it is running reefs raw in the front and in the rear, which is a little bit pricey, but once I put on that aluminum cased servo up front, I couldn't see adding a black one on here with these nice raw aluminum axles and everything, which, you know, aren't really scaled to the truck, but they're just too pretty to anodize, so I left them. So what are we gonna do here? Show you guys my rear end of the truck. Here is where I have the on-off switch, which is pretty tricky. As you can see there, it slips, and I can just kind of spin this on here because it's just stripped out. So lots of power, very fast servos, and then I have it so I can trigger the rear steer with my thumb. I have these turned down to like 30% because I don't want it to be too much rear steer, because it's already hard to control when you do use rear steer. It'll just help you get around that corner tight. If you have a little bit here in the rear, you can see that little bit it gives, and it helps it really whip around. So basically, just go into your settings here and go back. I did not hit into it right. And we choose travel, and that's where we set our, oh, we have it at 50% on our auxiliary. So you just hit that, and when you're pushing on this forward, you can then up or down the amount. So we have it set at 50%, which is enough to really whip the truck around. However, it is not doing it right now because that servo horn is just slipping in there. So other than that though, this truck is ready, and it's got some power in it, that's for sure. To really rip it. Hear the fan churning. Put this off. Alrighty guys, so there you have it, the Freestyle RC ZEI. These chassis run about $495. Prices are subject to change because just as time goes, cost of materials changes. So at the time of making this video, that's what they run. Axles are extra, transmission's extra, but it does come with a 3D printed motor. or engine, and it does have these sway bars. So check it out, guys. I'll have links in the description below for all of the different things that I have in this video. Next time you guys see me, I don't know if I'll still be here in this studio, but either way, we're going to be back with a lot more RC content, you guys, and we will catch you next time.